decade is a long time, and since 2010 cycling tech has improved vastly, with increased sophistication and refined scientific advancements. So in this video I'm going to run through Cycling Weekly's standout cycling tech of the decade. So without further ado, here we go. The 2014 Tour de France represented the end of passion and the beginning of science. Sure, the marginal gains era was already underway by the time Bradley Wiggins won the Tour in 2012, but the Brit, using the curvy PINARELLO DOGMA 65.1, appeared to have disregarded it and instead relied on the classic champion's blend of personality, panache and passion. Although Chris Froome won on the DOGMA 65.1 in 2013, by 2014 Team Sky had all but commandeered its Italian bike sponsor in order to develop a world-beating new machine that fitted with its ethos. The resulting DOGMA F8 was the first bike in the modern peloton to integrate the superlative aerodynamic performance that the sprinters demanded with the nimbleness and punch required by the climbers. Its successors, the F10 and the F12, represent just small improvements on a phenomenally successful template. Fast road riding used to require very narrow rims with even narrow tubular tyres pumped up to as many psi as your biceps could squeeze into them. That was until aerodynamicist Simon Smart deduced that a fast wheel might not be fast in the real world because the air easily separated from the narrow rim, making it unstable. So he developed a range of wheels in his Drag to Zero wind tunnel with US wheel brand ENVE composites. They used wider rims and tyres that kept the flow attached at a higher yaw angle. Now, 23mm tyres are virtually obsolete, even 25s are considered narrow and 28s are becoming the new normal. If it's not on Strava, it didn't happen became one of the catchphrases of the 2010s. Founded in 2009, it encouraged riders to compete for KOMs and kudos from fellow users and created a social network for cyclists. However, it hasn't all been plain sailing. In 2018, its heat maps function raised security concerns that it could be revealing the secret locations of military bases, and Strava has since focused on increasing privacy awareness. But it has also been blamed for decreasing interest in real racing and declining club membership, as well as anti-social cycling. However, as of this summer, Strava had 42 million users and was adding another million each month. In other words, everybody is on Strava and it's still happening. It doesn't feel like only 4 years ago that the first wireless electronic group set arrived. First spotted in the low-key setting of the Illinois State Cyclocross Championships in December 2013, it was then tested with some fake wires at the 2014 Tour de California, before AG2R tested it much more openly throughout 2015. Requiring no fiddling about with magnets, threads or vacuum cleaners to coax wires through small gaps, you simply bolted on the shifters, paired them with some X and away you went. Shifters and derailleurs had their own batteries that supplied about 60 hours of riding and took just an hour to recharge, plus with its single paddles for shifting you never needed to worry about pressing the wrong button even in thick gloves. And the new 12-speed SRAM Red ETAP axis is even better. It took a cool kid like Taylor Phinney to talk to the US helmet brand GIRO to come up with a classic design. The Empire's football boot-like lace-up design enabled riders to get the fit across the top of the foot exactly right. Laces also saved weight over straps or boa dials, and they were also more aerodynamic. But maybe, most importantly of all, they looked awesome. Phinney debuted them in the 2012 GIRO, in which he won the prologue and held the lead until stage 3, and it's fair to say the grey Empires with bright green laces attract more attention than the pink jersey. Gravel started to become a thing this decade, as more and more former roadies decided they'd had enough of traffic-choked roads and hit the dirt for a new type of adventure. A new genre of bike grew up around the scene: clearance for big tyres, disc brakes, shorter geometry, longer wheelbase, lots of bosses and generally more rugged. But the 3T took it to a whole new level with its first bike in 2016. The EXPLORO was an aero adventure bike designed by Gerard Vroomen, formerly of Cervelo and one of cycling's original thinkers. It had a wind tunnel tested frame which could either take 700 or 650B wheels and was designed for a 1x group set. It sounded crazy, but it worked, and it's still the ultimate gravel superbike. The virtual training and racing app that some people claim is ruining the real cycling of STRAVA has been around since 2014 and now has over 1 million accounts. Zwift racing is also massive, with teams up to Pro Conti level competing, and this year it even hosted the first official British cycling organised e-racing national championships. The winner, Cameron Jeffers, was disqualified and banned for 6 months after it emerged he had cheated by, and to quote the organisation, the manipulation of pre-race data to gain an unfair advantage via in-game equipment. So Zwift might be a game changer, but some might say the game is not that different, but has just moved indoors. In what was hopefully a more innocent decade than the one before, the word dope was reclaimed and hashtag sock doping was used to describe particularly impressive socks. However, there was actually a performance advantage to be gained by sock doping if the right pair of socks was worn. A measurable number of watts were saved, and as a result, the UCI issued a new rule about sock height for 2019, enforced to much hilarity at this year's World Championships with a contraption that looked like it came straight out of your granddad's shed. So that is Cycling Weekly's Tech of the Decade. If you think there is anything missing from our list, then please let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.